Namaskar. Hello, friends. Today's episode in this podcast of my spiritual musings will be the last one. At the beginning of this video, I will first share the key to the spiritual progression test which I gave in yesterday's video, so that you can assess your state on the spiritual path. I had given 10 questions to which you were supposed to give answers in only yes or no. If you have given those answers, now here is the key to evaluate yourself. For every no to question numbers 1 to 5, give yourself 1 mark. For every yes to question numbers 6 to 10, give yourself 1 mark. The total marks so obtained out of 10 will give you an idea where you are on the spiritual path. The higher the score, the more advanced you are. Okay, now the next musing. Keep the right outlook towards death. Death is inevitable. Be carefree, not careless. Some time ago, there was a tragic incident of a boat capsizing in Narmada River near Indore in India, and some young trainee bank officers drowned. I wondered if those who died were wearing life jackets. For all I know, the officers, young as they were, might have been careless and unnecessarily brave in thinking that nothing will happen. Everyone knows that one who is born has to die one day. Yet most do not want to die, if possible. This, therefore, should make us do what we can to prevent death as long as possible. However, we find that many, if not most, are rather careless with life, like probably these young bank officers who died in the incident narrated above. It is that strange attitude. I am going to die one day, but it won't happen this moment or the next moment. One may argue that since life is impermanent, why care for it? Let me die when I die. But there, it is important to keep this golden principle in mind. Be carefree, but not careless. Let us not care if I die, but let me not be knowingly careless. I should, for example, wear a life jacket when I go into deep waters. I may still be killed by a shark, but then I would have done my duty towards my life to the best of my ability. I should try and do what I can, even for a loved one on the deathbed, even when the doctors may have given up on her or on him. It is the Srimad Bhagavad Gita exhortation of Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Death is the inevitable conclusion of life, and I do not have any control over it. However, protecting life and preventing death to the best of my ability is my karma, my duty that I must perform. Remember God at the moment of death. Lord Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, verses 5 and 6, that whatever thought we have at the moment of dying determines what kind of post-death fate we will have. He says that if one is thinking of him, he will go to him and merge with him. If, on the other hand, one is thinking of worldly matters and has unfulfilled desires, he will come back to the world in the next life for pursuing those desires. Then Arjun asks the Lord a genuine question: how can one remember him if one's body and mind are not under one's control at the time of death? The Lord tells him that one who has through his life developed the habit of being in constant remembrance of him will remember him even at the moment of his death. The Lord ensures that for his genuine bhakta, that is devotee. The Lord therefore exhorts us to develop the habit of being in constant remembrance of him. Okay, now here are the final words in this series of my videos. After having shared with you over 75 short episodes, I have now come to the end. I will state the crux of spirituality in one sentence as I have surmised it. Do not take the physical world as perceived by the limited bodily senses and by the ego seriously at all. However, I concede that it is easier said than done. A spiritual seeker's journey on the spiritual path is essentially to internalize this thoroughly, so that it remains his nature every single living moment. The more one contemplates on spiritual matters, the less and less will be his preoccupation with the physical world. I will end this effort of mine with my translation of the beautiful original Marathi prayer named Pasayadan, composed by the revered Sant Shri Dnyaneshwar Maharaj, which he wrote after completing his commentary on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, titled Shri Dnyaneshwari or Bhavartha Deepika. What is so special about this prayer is that Sant Dnyaneshwar does not ask from God anything for himself, but rather for the entire mankind. May I also not ask for anything for myself, but rather pray to God Almighty that all the viewers of this podcast of mine be blessed by God in their spiritual pursuit. Here is the translation of Pasayadan. May the omnipresent God who pervades the universe be now pleased with this effort in verse, that is an offering in the ritual of fire, and give me his blessing, that is my desire. May he remove evil in the wicked, may they like to do good deed. May all beings mutually be friendly universally. May darkness of sin of the sinners be gone. Righteousness as sun may rise and shine. May you fulfill desires of all. May men of God meet mankind all. Benevolent shower may pour on all. These godly men fulfilling passion, like tree in the heaven, or wish granting stone, or oceans personified of nectar blessed, like blameless moon or cool sun, dear to all mankind, these saints kind. May all three worlds overflow with bliss, sing constant praise of the one source. Those men surviving on this opus may get worldly heavenly pleasures. Amen, said the Lord omnipotent, pleasing Dnyaneshwar with blessing potent. I will wind up this series of my videos by which I shared my spiritual musing with you all. I hope you have found them useful. May God bless you. Do watch this space for my fresh new podcasts. Thank you. Bye. Take care.